Do you know you can cook bread by steaming without baking? If you happen to find yourself in a place where you don't have access to an oven, try making bread using this recipe. So first, measure out 250 milliliters of normal tap water. So to the cup of water, dissolve 3 tablespoons of sugar and this called sea salt. You want to dissolve this before you start working on the dry mixture. So set that aside and measure out 3 cups of bread flour. Now, if you're using a measuring scale, that is 360 grams of flour. But if you're using a measuring cup, please don't scoop the flour, but rather gently sprinkle. When you get to the mark which you want, and in this case, it's 3 cups of flour which you want, you level the top, then you pour the flour into your container which you're working with. That is it. If you scoop out, or if you scoop the flour into the measuring cup, you are going to get more than 360 grams, and the recipe wouldn't turn out the way you want it. So after measuring out 3 cups of flour, you pour the flour into your mixing bowl. You set it aside. So this was to teach you what could go wrong with a recipe if you don't measure flour correctly. Then you add 5 tablespoons of milk powder. I use filled milk powder, but if you have access to full cream milk powder, use it. It amplifies the flavor to the highest level. Add to 125 grams of margarine. You're going to mix this till you get a crumbly texture, sort of like breadcrumbs. Now, the reason why you're going to do this is it allows you to work with the dough easily since you're using your hand and not a machine. If you're using a machine, you could add water before the margarine. But since you're using your hand, you have to do it this way. And to this, you add your baking powder. But be mindful of the amount of baking powder you add. If you really want a quick rise, you may also consider reducing the amount of salt you added. Because aside leavening, baking powder also adds to the saltiness of your bread. So take note. So with our crumbly texture or breadcrumbs, crumbly texture in the bowl, we add the water, mix till we get a dough like this. The dough wouldn't be smooth, it wouldn't be beautiful, but don't worry. Cover the dough for about 20 minutes, clean up your work surface. Now, what that is going to do is going to allow the gluten to what the science doesn't really matter, but in simple terms, it's going to allow your dough to be easier to work it with. Your dough is going to be less resistant. If you don't allow it to rest, your dough would be tough. It would be resisting touch. It would be resisting kneading. So when you take the dough out of your bowl after resting, you want to knead like how I'm kneading on the screen. That is, if you're using your hand and you don't have a bread maker or a stand mixer or a machine to knead. So you want to knead with the space right before your wrist, but also the end of your palm. I think it's called the keel of the palm. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, please. So you want to knead till your dough becomes very smooth and elastic. You'd feel that it also becomes less resistant. It becomes easier to stretch. That is when you know that you've gotten there. You shape it, but when you're shaping, please take note of how I shaped it. You want to make sure the inner side is really tight, so everything is tight to allow your bread rise beautifully. If you don't do that, it's possible your bread is going to unfurl or it's going to open up in the oven. And if your bread opens, there's no way it's going to rise. The bread needs that tension, that tightness to rise. So it's important you take note of how you're going to shape your dough. Make sure everything is tight. Even if you don't use my method, make sure everything is tight. So after greasing your baking tin, your dough which has been shaped goes into a big saucepan that has water in it. You want to cover the saucepan with a cloth to trap as much steam as possible. Allow that to bake for about an hour. There's nothing like high or medium heat. Allow it to bake for about an hour, and you'd see that it will bake. This recipe might not be the most visually appealing one, but it does make beautiful toasts. So do try this recipe and let me know in the comment section how it went.